still remember the door, it was blue, with a small brass handle worn down from use. And I pushed it open on a rainy morning, not knowing what was waiting on the loose. The bell above rang twice as I walked in. The warmth of coffee hit me like a song, and everything about that ordinary entrance was where everything I'd wanted came along. Just a door, just a bell, just a rainy morning, just a cafe and a table and a chair. But you were sitting there beside the window, and I've never quite recovered from right there. I still remember the door, the blue door and the bell and the warm air. I still remember the door and everything that happened once I was in there. I still remember the door and you. I've tried to count how many times I've been back, pushed that same blue door in rain and sun, and every single time the bell rings over me, I'm back to where it all had just begun. Just a door, just a bell, just a rainy morning, just a cafe and a table and a chair. But you were sitting there beside the window, and I've never quite recovered from right there. I still remember the door, the blue door and the bell and the warm air. I still remember the door and everything that happened once I was in there. I still remember the door and you. And every blue door that I pass now brings me right back to that rainy day. I still remember the door and everything that started in that way. I still remember the door, the most beautiful entrance I've ever made. I still remember the door and everything that came before it fades. I still remember the door and you. Still you, still that door, still that bell, still you, still remember. First coffee in a cup that didn't match yours. First time I watched the steam rise between us two. First time I laughed at something without planning. First time I caught myself just looking at you. And I didn't know that all those first were starting something I would carry everywhere. First coffee, first everything, the morning that rewrote my ordinary days. First coffee, first everything, the most beautiful beginning of my ways. First coffee, first everything, the most important cup I've ever had. First coffee, first everything, the most beautiful morning, good or bad. First coffee, first everything, first you. First time I noticed how you hold your cup. First time I heard you laugh at your own joke. First time the rain felt like it was our weather. First time I didn't wanna leave and go. First coffee, first everything, the morning that rewrote my ordinary days. First coffee, first everything, the most beautiful beginning of my ways. First coffee, first everything, the most important cup I've ever had. First coffee, first everything, the most beautiful morning, good or bad. First coffee, first everything, first you. And every coffee since that first one has tasted just a little like that day. First coffee, first everything, first you. First you. Coffee, first everything, the morning I found out what love could be. First coffee, first everything, the morning that you found your way to me. First coffee, first everything, first you. Always first, always you. Still first, still everything, still you. First coffee, first love. There's a cafe on the corner of my memory, the one with the blue door and the fogged up glass, where the coffee came in cups that didn't match, and the afternoon was built to always last. I walked in not knowing what was coming, just looking for a table and some warmth, and found the thing I hadn't known I needed. the coffee would mean more, but love was waiting quietly at the window. The moment that I pushed that blue cafe door, the cafe where it all began, where the rain came down and love came in. The cafe where it all began, the most beautiful place I've ever been. The cafe where it all began, with you. The smell of coffee mixed with something golden, the sound of rain against the window glass, and you were sitting there like you'd been waiting, like you knew I'd find you there at last. I didn't know that day would change the rest of them, didn't know the coffee would mean more, but love was waiting quietly at the window. The moment that I pushed that blue cafe door, the cafe where it all began, where the rain came down and love came in. The cafe where it all began, the most beautiful place I've ever been. The cafe where it all began, with you. And every time I pass that blue door now, I feel the whole thing start again. The cafe where it all began, the cafe where it all began, still the most beautiful place I know. The cafe where it all began, still where I most wanna go. The cafe where it all began, with you. Always you. Still that cafe, still that door, still you. I was putting on my coat to leave the cafe when something stopped me just inside the door. A feeling I had never quite experienced, a certainty I hadn't felt before. I turned around and looked at you one more time. You were reading something, didn't look my way, and I stood there in my coat, just knowing that I would find a reason to come back someday. Before I pushed the door back out to the rain, before I stepped back into ordinary life, I knew it standing there inside that cafe, that you were going to change. that it was you. I walked back out into the Wednesday rainfall and stood there on the street just breathing slow. And everything about the ordinary morning was different in a way I couldn't show. Before I pushed the door back out to the rain, before I stepped back into ordinary life, I knew it standing there inside that cafe, that you were going to change the rest of mine. I knew it before I left, standing at the door with coat in hand. I knew it before I left, the most certain thing I'd ever understand. I knew it before I left, that it was you. And I went back the very next morning, hoping you'd be there in the same chair. I knew it before I left, and knowing brought me back to you. I knew it before I left, the most beautiful certainty I've ever known. I knew it before I left, standing at the door of coming home. I knew it before I left, that it was you. Always you. Still knew it, still certain, still you. Before I left, I knew. I didn't know that morning what it was. Didn't know that coffee would mean more. Didn't know that sitting at that window would be the thing I'd always be grateful for. I thought it was an ordinary Tuesday. Thought I'd leave and not look back again. But love had other plans for that rainy morning, and I was the last one there to know it then. The day I didn't know yet what was starting, the day I didn't see what I would find, was the most important day of everything after, the most beautiful day of my entire life. The day I didn't know yet was the day everything began. The day I didn't know yet was when I found you in that cafe. And the day I didn't know yet was the best day of all. I look back now and see it all so clearly. The way you smiled before I caught your name, and how I almost left before the second coffee, and how the rain came down and down the same. The day I didn't know yet what was starting, the day I didn't see what I would find, was the most important day of everything after, the most beautiful day of my entire life. The day I didn't know yet was the day everything began. The day I didn't know yet was when I found you in that cafe. And the day I didn't know yet was the best day of all. And I'm so glad I didn't know, because knowing might have made me run. The day I didn't know yet was the day I found the one. The day I didn't know yet, still the most beautiful day I've ever known. The day I didn't know yet was the day I found my way back home. The day I didn't know yet was the best day of all. Still the best, still that day, still didn't know, still you, still that. The first cup was just coffee, just polite, just two people finding things to say. But somewhere in the ordering of the seconds, something quietly decided to stay. I noticed how you laughed before the punchline, how you wrapped both hands around the cup, and the second coffee tasted like a beginning, like something beautiful was waking up. It wasn't the first cup that did it, the first was just hello and how are you. It was somewhere in the second cup of coffee that I started falling straight into you. Something changed over the second cup, the most important cup I've ever had. Something changed over the second cup, and nothing after that was quite the same. Something changed over the second cup, over you. You said something that I've never forgotten, something small that showed me who you were. And the rain outside had settled into something, and the cafe wrapped itself around us there. It wasn't the first cup that did it, the first was just hello and how are you. It was somewhere in the second cup of coffee that I started falling straight into you. Something changed over the second cup, the most important cup I've ever had. Something changed over the second cup, and nothing after that was quite the same. Something changed over the second cup, over you. And I've had 1,000 cups of coffee since, but none of them have had that quality. The second cup that changed the whole direction of everything that followed after me. over the second cup, still the most important cup I've ever known. Something changed over the second cup, the cup that made that cafe feel like home. Something changed over the second cup, over you. Change, still you, still everything. You always chose the chair that faced the window, the one where you could watch the street outside. Said you liked to see the world still moving while we sat still together, side by side. And I would always take the one across you, the one that meant I only saw your face. And I think that's how I got so good at reading every small expression in that place. The chair you always chose said everything about you. Always watching, always wanting the whole view. And me across from you was saying something too, that the whole world I needed was just you. The chair you always chose, still sitting by that window in my mind. The chair you always chose, the most beautiful seat I'll ever find. The chair you always chose. Across from you, I went back once when you were somewhere else and sat down in your chair just once to try and watch the street the way you always watched it, and finally understood the reason why. The chair you always chose said everything about you. Always watching, always wanting the whole view. And me across from you was saying something too, that the whole world I needed was just you. The chair you always chose, still sitting by that window in my mind. The chair you always chose, the most beautiful seat I'll ever find. The chair you always chose. across from you. Always you, still that chair, still that window, still you, still across from me. I took the long way home that rainy evening, the route that added 20 minutes on, because I needed time to hold the feeling before the ordinary took it and it's gone. The rain was soft and I was barely noticing, just walking slow and turning something over. The cafe and the coffee and you're laughing, and how the whole world felt a little closer. The longest walk home after meeting you, the most beautiful 20 minutes I've ever known. The longest walk home after meeting you was the walk that showed me where I most belong. The longest walk home after the most beautiful detour I've ever made. The longest walk home after, still the best decision of that day. The longest walk home after meeting you. I stopped once at a corner just to breathe, and stood there in the rain without a care, because something had just happened in that cafe, and I needed all that rain to become aware. The longest walk home after meeting you, the most beautiful 20 minutes I've ever known. The longest walk home after meeting you was the walk that showed me where I most belong. The longest walk home after the most beautiful detour I've ever made. The longest walk home after, still the best decision of that day. The longest walk home after meeting you. And home felt different when I finally got there. Smaller somehow, warmer, more my own. The longest walk home after was the walk that made me know. The longest walk home after, still the most beautiful walk I've ever known. The longest walk home after, the walk that turned the cafe into home. The longest walk I told myself I had another reason. Told myself I just like the coffee there. But I was back before the morning finished, hoping you'd be sitting in that chair. The bell above the door rang when I entered, and I looked around before I found a seat. And there you were, exactly where I'd left you. And everything inside me skipped a beat. I went back the very next day, told myself it wasn't about you. I went back the very next day and walked straight into everything I knew. I went back the very next day. The most obvious thing I've ever done. I went back the very next day and found you there, the most beautiful one. I went back the very next day for you. You looked up when I walked in and smiled, like you'd been wondering if I would return. And I sat down and ordered like a regular, and tried not to let my face show what I'd learned. I went back the very next day, told myself it wasn't about you. I went back the very next day and walked straight into everything I knew. I went back the very next day. The most obvious thing I've ever done. I went back the very next day and found you there, the most beautiful one. I went back the very next day for you. And you said I was hoping you'd come back, and I said I just like the coffee here. I went back the very next day, and that was the beginning of everything. I went back the very next day. Still the best decision I have made. I went back the very next day and found the love I'd been afraid. I went back the very next day for you, always for you. Still going back, still going back, still that cafe, still you. every day. The barista knew before we did, I think. Would smile a certain way when we came in. Would always put us at the window table without us asking, always with a grin. He'd bring the second cup before we ordered, would say the usual and wink my way, and we'd pretend we didn't know what he meant, while meaning every single thing he'd say. The barista who saw it coming, saw it long before we saw it ourselves. The barista who saw it coming could read our love like books upon his shelves. The barista who saw it coming, the wisest person in that rainy place. The barista who saw it coming could see the love written all over our face. The barista who saw it coming long before we did. One morning he just said congratulations before we'd said a word of anything, and we looked at each other slightly blushing, not sure exactly what he was meaning. The barista who saw it coming, saw it long before we saw it ourselves. The barista who saw it coming could read our love like books upon his shelves. The barista who saw it coming, the wisest person in that rainy place. The barista who saw it coming could see the love written all over our face. The barista who saw it coming long before we did. And now we tip him more than we should for being the first one who knew. The barista who saw it coming saw me falling straight for you. The barista who saw it coming, the most perceptive person I have known. The barista who saw it coming started calling it our cafe quietly, in the way that only two people speak. Our table and our order and our barista, our rainy Wednesday and our window seat, and the whole cafe became a kind of shorthand for everything that made us feel complete. We named it our cafe without naming it, just started saying it the way you do when something ordinary becomes extraordinary, because it's the place where I first found you. We named it our cafe, the most beautiful thing we ever claimed. We named it our cafe, and everything inside it became named. We named it our cafe. Ours. We'd tell people meet us at our cafe, and they'd ask which one, and we would just say ours. And everyone who knew us understood it. That place had been completely claimed as ours. We named it our cafe without naming it, just started saying it the way you do when something ordinary becomes extraordinary, because it's the place where I first found you. We named it our cafe, the most beautiful thing we ever claimed. We named it our cafe, and everything inside it became named. We named it our cafe. And even if they changed the whole interior and painted over that blue door one day, it would still be our cafe forever, because love named it, and love always stays. We named it our cafe, the most beautiful name we've ever given. We named it our cafe, the place where all our love was first driven. We named it our cafe, ours, always ours, still that cafe, still name, still ours, always. Every time I pass it now, I slow down just a little, just enough to see the blue door and the fogged up window, and everything that cafe means to me. Sometimes I stop and look inside the glass, try to find our table through the steam, catch a glimpse of two cups and a window, and everything that started like a dream. Every time I pass it now I feel it, the particular warmth behind my chest. Every time I pass it now I'm grateful that of all the cafes this one was the best. Every time I pass it now I see you sitting there that rainy day. Every time I pass it now I feel the love that never went away. Every time I pass it now I remember you. I took you past it once without you knowing. Just walked you by that blue door in the rain, and watched your face to see if you would notice. And you stopped and smiled and said, "Our cafe again." Every time I pass it now I feel it, the particular warmth behind my chest. Every time I pass it now I'm grateful that of all the cafes this one was the best. Every time I pass it now I see us sitting there that rainy day. Every time I pass it now I feel the love that never went away. Every time I pass it now I remember you. And I hope I pass it every day forever, and feel this warmth behind my chest each time. Every time I pass it now I know that love began right there. Every time I pass it now, still the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Every time I pass it now, still the most important place I've ever been. Every time I pass it now I remember you. Always you, still passing, still slowing, still that cafe, still you. Every time. It was just a cafe on a rainy morning, just a blue door and a bell and a warm room, just a table by a window and a coffee, just an ordinary Wednesday afternoon. But love started there. Love started quietly, before we knew what love was going to be. And the cafe on the corner of my memory is the place where you first happened to me. And I think about that blue door all the time. The bell, the warmth, the rain against the glass, and how the most important thing in all my life began so quietly and came to last. Love started there in the most ordinary, extraordinary place. Love started there over coffee and your most beautiful face. Love started there and never stopped. We still go back on rainy Wednesday mornings, still sit at the same table by the glass, still order the same coffee from the barista, still hold our cups and let the morning pass. And I think about that blue door all the time. The bell, the warmth, the rain against the glass, and how the most important thing in all my life began so quietly and came to last. Love started there in the most ordinary, extraordinary place. Love started there over coffee and your most beautiful face. Love started there and never stopped. And every rainy morning that I wake to, I think about that cafe and that door. Love started there, and love is still there. More than ever more. Love started there, the most beautiful beginning I have known. Love started there in the place that always feels like home. Love started